In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on January 27, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Washington Wizards versus Detroit Pistons. The impending clash between the Washington Wizards and the Detroit Pistons marks the third encounter this season between two teams that engaged in recent trades. The Washington Wizards, holding a record of 7-37 and 20-22-2 against the spread, are set to face the Detroit Pistons, who stand at 5-39 with a 21-23-0 against the spread record. The initial 2 meetings saw each team securing a victory on the opponent's court. This Saturday at noon, the question looms: will the Wizards claim their second triumph at the Little Caesars Arena, or will the Pistons thwart their aspirations? A battle between these struggling teams will unfold, and the outcome will determine which bottom feeder emerges victorious in this rare quest for a win. The Washington Wizards find themselves entrenched in a significant slump, having lost 12 of their last 13 games. A 6-game losing streak is looming, following a disheartening 123-108 defeat against the Jazz on Thursday. In that game, Kyle Kuzma led the Wizards with 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists, but the team struggled defensively, succumbing to a 25-point deficit without gaining momentum. Meanwhile, the Detroit Pistons, enduring a slump of their own with 10 losses in the last 12 games, seek to build momentum after a hard-fought 113-106 victory against the Hornets. Bojan Bogdanovic's 34 points spearheaded the Pistons' triumph, as they showcased resilience in a tight contest and excelled defensively in the decisive fourth quarter. Two struggling teams with an early and peculiar start. What could possibly go wrong? The Wizards, currently unable to secure a win, faced a daunting challenge against the Jazz, who dominated them on Thursday. While the Pistons haven't fared much better than the Wizards, they entered this matchup with a rare win, having defeated the Hornets in their last outing. In the previous encounter between these teams, the Pistons secured a 129-117 victory, showcasing momentum and a sense of urgency. With the Wizards in a 6-game losing streak and the Pistons on the brink of their first winning streak in a while, this matchup holds significant implications for both teams. Notably, the Detroit Pistons, despite being a struggling team, have encountered numerous close calls and consistently displayed a hard-fighting spirit. On the other hand, the Washington Wizards, also struggling, often adopt a carefree style of play, seemingly prioritizing enjoyment over seriousness. The Pistons' opportunity to secure a win at home becomes crucial as they aim to break free from their winless streak. Despite the unpredictability of both teams, the Pistons are favored, and only laying a bucket is seen as a potential outcome. Confidence in either team throughout this season has been lacking, but recent performances suggest that the Pistons have shown slight improvement. Anticipating a potential 2-game winning streak, the choice is to take chances with the Pistons, a team that consistently strives for victory. Consequently, the Detroit Pistons to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Considering the lackluster offensive performances of both teams in the NBA, a prudent recommendation emerges to consider taking the under in this game. Both the Washington Wizards and the Detroit Pistons have encountered slow starts, particularly in the first half, where offensive consistency and momentum have been notably absent. The recent acquisition of Marvin Bagley Jr. for the Wizards and the Pistons roster dealing with minute allocations create an environment conducive to opting for the unders. In 6 of the last 10 matchups between these two teams, the unders have prevailed. Hence, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Miami Heat versus New York Knicks. In a highly anticipated clash within the Eastern Conference, the 7th-seeded Miami Heat are set to confront the 4th-seeded New York Knicks at the iconic Madison Square Garden. This marquee matchup, scheduled for January 27th, transcends mere rankings, evolving into a captivating spectacle that pits the Heat's cohesive unit against the Knicks' formidable home dominance. Beyond a clash of positions, it promises to be a battle of divergent playing styles and star players, leaving fans eagerly speculating on whether Miami's collective strength can surmount New York's imposing home court advantage. The Miami Heat find themselves in the midst of a challenging period, currently enduring a disheartening 5-game losing streak. Their recent setback was a resounding 143-110 defeat at the hands of the Celtics. Notable performances from Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo, each contributing 19 points, were overshadowed by the team's collective struggle. Despite shooting 44% from the field and 16 of 42 from beyond the arc, the Heat found themselves consistently trailing the Celtics, conceding 42 points in the opening quarter. The absence of James Jr. and Kevin Love compounds Miami's challenges, and they now face the daunting task of overcoming the informed New York Knicks on the latter's home turf. Conversely, the New York Knicks have been on an impressive trajectory, showcasing their best form of the season by securing victories in 11 of their last 13 games. The team's recent triumph, a commanding 122-84 win over the Nuggets, underscored their prowess. Anunoby led the charge with 26 points and 6 steals, supported by stellar contributions from Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, and Julius Randle. The Knicks' collective effort saw them shoot 52% from the field and 15 of 38 from beyond the arc, firmly establishing their dominance. With a defense allowing a mere 110 points per game and a commendable third rank in both offensive and defensive rebounding, the Knicks enter the clash against the struggling Heat as formidable contenders. As the matchup approaches, Miami grapples with the absence of key players like James Jr. and Kevin Love. Meanwhile, the Knicks continue to miss the services of Isaiah Hartenstein. The Knicks' defensive prowess, limiting opponents to just 110 points per game, positions them as the second-best defense in the NBA. Their proficiency in both offensive and defensive rebounding further underscores their ability to dictate the game's pace. Leading the Knicks in scoring and assists, Jalen Brunson emerges as a crucial offensive weapon, presenting a potential challenge for Miami's defense. New York's capacity to restrict opponents' three-point shooting to a mere 36% adds another layer of complexity to the matchup, countering Miami's strength from beyond the arc. Similar to the Boston Celtics, the New York Knicks heavily rely on their three-point shooting prowess. With a recent 1-5 for 3-8 performance from long range, they aim to maintain their hot streak against Miami. The Heat's lackluster perimeter defense throughout the season may play into the Knicks' hands, especially considering their current momentum with a 5-0 record in the last 5 games. Terry Rozier's recent struggles in boosting the Heat's offense highlight Miami's challenges, particularly with James Jr. still sidelined. The Heat enter the matchup in a season-worst form, a stark contrast to the Knicks' recent dominance, as evidenced by their convincing win over the Nuggets. While the Heat are integrating Terry Rozier and anticipating James Jr.'s return, a true turnaround is essential before backing them on the road against formidable opponents. The New York Knicks, strengthened by the addition of Anunoby, have excelled in their recent games, covering 7 of their last 10 matchups. Reluctant to bet against the surging Knicks, especially on their home court, the New York Knicks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full-game side pick. Despite their recent struggles, the Miami Heat displayed resilience in their last outing, managing to score 110 points with a respectable shooting percentage of 44.7%, propelled by efficient three-point shooting at 38.1%. While the Heat have faced challenges, scoring under 100 points in 3 of their last 5 games, the addition of Terry Rozier aims to rejuvenate their offensive capabilities. Anticipating positive shooting regression, especially from their new scorer, suggests that the Heat are poised for a competitive performance. Opting against betting the under due to New York's recent stellar play, the Knicks possess the potential for another impressive shooting display from long range against Miami's vulnerable perimeter defenders. With a significant advantage in the paint, the Knicks, backed by a fervent New York crowd, are expected to score consistently. The prospect of Jalen Brunson putting on a show, particularly after being overlooked for the All-Star Game starting rotation, adds an intriguing dynamic to the matchup. The under, despite its profitability in previous Miami and New York games, appears less likely to cash in this encounter. Therefore, over the projected total stands as our full game total pick. Philadelphia 76ers versus Denver Nuggets. In the realm of professional basketball, a compelling interconference clash is set to unfold on the hardwood, featuring 2 teams entrenched in the playoff contention. This battle is scheduled to transpire in the Mile High City, where the Philadelphia 76ers will be venturing westward to confront the Denver Nuggets on a Saturday afternoon. The 76ers recently experienced on-the-road action in the Hoosier State, squaring off against the Pacers and succumbing to a 134-122 defeat despite being favored by 4 points in their previous encounter. Simultaneously, the Nuggets faced the Knicks in the Big Apple, enduring a lopsided 122-84 loss while being 2.5-point favorites in their preceding matchup. In the historical context of regular season matchups between these teams, the 76ers currently hold a 54-43 advantage with a 126-121 home victory in their first meeting this season on January 16th. Exhibiting commendable form with a 6-game winning streak, the Philadelphia 76ers encountered an abrupt halt when they faced the Pacers and suffered a 134-122 loss on Thursday. Joel Embiid spearheaded their offensive effort with 31 points on 1 of 2 shooting, complemented by Tyrese Maxey's 22 points and Nicholas Bottom's 10 points. Despite a 48% shooting rate from the field and 7 successful three-pointers out of 29 attempts, the 76ers faltered defensively, conceding 39 points in the second quarter and trailing by 12 points at halftime. Subsequently, an additional 37 points in the third quarter left them facing a daunting 27-point deficit. Meanwhile, the Denver Nuggets, after winning 5 of their last 7 games, encountered a setback in the form of a humbling 122-84 defeat against the Knicks on Thursday. Nikola Jokic led the Nuggets with 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists, while Aaron Gordon contributed 12 points. However, the team struggled collectively, shooting only 40% from the field and 5 of 26 from beyond the arc, succumbing to the Knicks' relentless defensive pressure. As the 76ers continue to navigate through injury challenges, missing key players such as Tobias Harris, Mo Bamba, and Marcus Morris, the Nuggets enter the matchup with a fully replenished roster. Both teams aim to rebound from double-digit losses in their previous games. Philadelphia, despite its injury concerns, seeks a resurgence, hoping for Harris's return to bolster their lineup. Denver, having suffered a lackluster loss to the Knicks, anticipates a more favorable home environment, boasting a 17-4 record at the Ball Arena this season. With 5 victories in the last 6 meetings on their home turf, the Nuggets aim to capitalize on their home court advantage. The 76ers, who secured a 5-point victory in their previous encounter this season, face the challenge of fatigue from extensive travel, having journeyed from Indiana just 2 days ago. The potential absence of Tyrese Maxey, the 76ers' second leading scorer, further complicates their prospects against the formidable defense of the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets, coming off a significant loss, enjoy a favorable line in their favor, heightening concerns about the 76ers' potential absence of key players. The uncertainty surrounding the availability of Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris adds another layer of complexity to the matchup. Notably, 8 of the 76ers' 14 losses have occurred on the road, and their defensive struggles against the Pacers raise doubts about their ability to thwart the Nuggets. Denver, renowned for their dominance at home, faces an unusual early start, potentially favoring their performance. The line appears reasonable, especially if the 76ers find themselves without key starters. Despite the Philadelphia 76ers securing a 126-121 victory over the Denver Nuggets less than 2 weeks ago, the current scenario with the 76ers being shorthanded and on the road prompts a backing of the Nuggets. Anticipating a rebound from their substantial loss, the Denver Nuggets are poised to secure a solid home victory. Thus, the Denver Nuggets to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Analyzing the defensive prowess of both the Philadelphia 76ers and the Denver Nuggets reveals a shared commitment to a strong defensive game. A comprehensive assessment of their offensive and defensive averages from the last 3 games, considering the entire season and their performances at home and away, yields a projected total of 228. Incorporating the average pace of both teams, standing at 101.7 possessions, produces a final predicted total of 232. Hence, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.